What's up everyone, Alex Waddell here with Business Insights, helping you to think differently to succeed in business and life. Today we have a wonderful guest here. Her name is Chia and she's a graphic designer, and she's going to share some tips and insights around the graphic and design industry in order to be able to help you and your business develop around some branding and corporate identity. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. What's up everyone, Alex Waddell here and welcome back. Today we have a fantastic guest with us. Her name is Chia and she's a graphic designer. I've been working with her for about 2 to 3 years now, and she's really helped me and my companies build a brand around our company and the messages that we want to communicate to the public and our audience. So Chia, thank you for joining us on the show and taking the time to be able to share with us some of your insights around corporate branding, identity, and just the whole general graphic design space. So for our audience members, can you please just explain a little bit about what you do with your graphic design job and your past history?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been working in a different type of kind of design. So I've been working with print design and digital design as well. Most of print design that I've been working is about advertising, print ads, magazines layouts, and about fashion and women magazines, and also speaking about branding, I've been working about logos, flyer, brochures, anything. And then speaking of digital designs, I've been working also about social media designs, about an Instagram banner or Facebook banner, and also web design sometimes as well.
Yeah, great. So you've got a very big, broad gamut of things that you've been involved with, and I like how you've made the distinction too between the print industry, which was just massive for years, and how there's been the transition to the digital side around social media, and whether it's billboards that used to be print, but now it's in that digital side. So,
that's true.
So it's a big shift in your industry too. So our next question is, why is graphic and design, and especially branding, so important for businesses?
Because we are the graphic design people. We can, as a designer, we are creative people. We are a creative team, and we can deliver the message of your business that you would like to sell, you would like to tell about your customer. We can make it in a creative way. We can either make it in a fun way, in entertaining, and even though we can wrap it, if you would like to have your company is about corporate, or it's about you thinking about how to put the right colors, the right typeface, we are the best people to how to make it all the wrap in a good way, and then we know what the target audience like and what the purpose of your business like, because in business for us, we really understand that first impression is very important.
And it is so important, and it's just like when you're walking down the street and you see a particular type of person, whether they're not groomed, whether they're just unkempt and their clothes are shaggy, you get an impression of that person, whether it's right or wrong. You get an impression. Do you want to stay on that side of the street, or do you want to cross the other side of the street? Conversely, if someone is well presented, well groomed, you get an idea of that person, that maybe they're a professional, maybe they take care of themselves, and you're likely to have a favorable impression of that person. So that's just like a company. If their branding, if their identity is outdated, a little shabby, not as professional as it could be, an audience, the potential customers, will get an impression of that when compared to someone that has a very good logo, very good branding and corporate identity. So very good point. Thank you. So following on from that question, as a graphic designer, what are some of the mistakes that you see some businesses doing in graphic and design?
Yeah, so most of the common mistakes that I've seen in design is some business people, they would like to put in one design, they want to put the whole information in one design. They want to put all, let's say this business have a lot of products, they want to put all the products, and they want to have a massive images on, and they want to make all the typeface and the font like really large and loud, like speaking everything, but it's somehow it's too commercial. But on the other day, at the end, the message is not delivered to the customers. We don't get what is this brochure or poster want to talk to us. So yeah, they push a lot of effort to make everything, which is, in a good design, it has to need a brief, a wide space, so we can understand what is this about. It doesn't have to be like a lot of too many things in one design. A simple design is good as long as it's very straightforward and we know what is this product's about.
So your recommendation for companies is to, rather than putting everything in the brochure or on the poster or on the flyer, just to keep it simple.
Yeah, that's right.
And less is actually more.
That's true. That's true.
So for our next question, it's around some tips that you can give our audience members. So if someone is running a business and they're trying to get their head into the graphic and design industry and what that's about, and also branding for their company, what are some tips that you could give?
Yeah, absolutely. The first tips, I think, and it's very important, is you need to understand your customer. For example, your target audience is young people. As what we have seen now, young people more working on social media. So if you think about sending flyers door by door and then spread all the poster at universities on the walls, it's not happening. It can be happening, but you probably would get less feedback because everything is on the phone now, and everything is very digital and worldwide. So why not think about what is the target audience wanting and what we are very working on now.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, is understanding where your audience are, where are they hanging out. And to your point, it would be very hard to target a teenager with some flyers when they're on Instagram. So that's a really good point. Understanding where your audience are. So that's great. What's another tip that you have for our audience?
Yeah, the second tip is about spend now and save later. Because we understand, especially for new business or small business, they probably have a very tight budgeting to start their own business. But the more important thing is a good quality than the quantity. If you want to give a good impression for your customer, for people, for networking, you need to give them a good quality first, a good impression, because as what I say, first impression is important. But if you would like to try to minimize your budgeting, you can do it in a creative way. Let's say you don't have to spend your money for branding and printing all your flyer and brochure. You can just share your contact detail. Let's say just, hey, just connect in LinkedIn or share your email address. Pretty much something like that.
Yeah, great. And to your point, number one is first impressions last. And the second thing is that often we think about, especially startups, that graphics and designs and brandings and corporate identity can cost a lot, and it can cost a lot.
It can.
There are some big firms out there that can charge thousands of dollars.
That's true.
But then there's some really good people, just such as yourself, that are really cost effective and do an awesome job. So searching out for those people that can really build a relationship with you, and we've had this, Chia and I have had this for years. Where we've been able to learn about each other and build up businesses and build up yourself also. So you don't have to spend a lot of money around it, but just being really targeted around what you do spend your money on. So thank you for that. So final question, Chia. If someone has never worked with a graphic designer before, what are some things that they should think about to help the design process?
Yeah, absolutely. First thing first is about create a job brief. Create a job brief is about writing who are your target audience, the age demographics, their occupations, and then the locations, wide range, because those important things are really important for us, so we know what type of the style, the look and feel that we want to design about, because people are different. And also apart from creative job brief, after that designers will know about the purpose and everything. And after that, it will be very good if clients could give us some reference. Let's say, for example, like some colors that you would like to give, or some posters or flyers that you think is really good and could relate to your own business. It will be really great, and we really helping our process working very well. And after give it that and give it some little time, about a couple days, or it could be a week, for the designers to work on the layout. And after that, we could meet each other to discuss and for the first proof. And then, yeah, basically it's more about designers and the clients. It's more about a one teamwork, basically. So yeah, I think it's pretty easy, but yeah, creative is the first thing first, very important.
And to your point, I just want to mention that here is, if you can give more information, especially at the start, around what you're looking for. So examples, to your point, giving examples of things that you like, things that you don't like too much. So it gives more clarity for the graphic designer. And the second thing that I picked up was the first proof. Now, often we think about graphic designers, well, we give them the brief, we give them the job, and then they come back and everything should be perfect. First pop. But that's not the way, is it?
No.
So it's more of a relationship around communication and talking about the things that you do like, things that you don't like, and it's a refinement process that unless you're very lucky, you'll never get it the first time. It will take 2, 3, 4, 5 times to refine it and create something that both the designer and the client is happy. So thank you.
No worries.
I appreciate it. And thank you for coming in and talking with our audience members and sharing some tips and insights around graphic design from a professional designer.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching. So that's it for this show. Hopefully you've got some tips and insights that you can take back into your business and apply in your business to help grow it around branding, identity, and communication. So being able to give a purposeful communication piece to your audience members. If you like this video, please subscribe. And until next time, take good care and see you all soon.